The Teamer match still feels terrible, but I would like to get 1 or 2 more matches in versus Teamer. Hopefully we'll get paired versus that. And the only real change I've made so far today is I moved 1 Abrade to the sideboard and cut 1 Magma Spray from the deck and replaced the Abrade from the main deck with the Shock. There wasn't a lot of artifacts in any of the 10 matches I played yesterday. A couple of Harvesters post board, which is why I went down onto Abrade, but really felt like I missed a Shock because there was a lot of turns where I wanted to play 2 spells and I couldn't play a spell. I also am not 100% sure about the 3 Rampagers, 3 Crashers. I'm still trying to decide whether I want an actual 6 of those cards or if I want 4 and 2 of those cards. And I've actually been not missing this Carl Zev at all. I almost want just another Harsh Mentor in its place. Kind of want to just run the 4 Harsh Mentors main and not run these, but that's probably lunacy. Something I'm going to think about, but we're going to jump right on in and get to doing the things I refer to as battles. Doobie 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 doo. Wow 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 wow. Checking the old email. Hey, we have an opponent. Let our dice rolls ever be within our fortune. Winner, winner. I think we played him yesterday. Hand's fine. Could be better, could be worse. We have a 1-drop, a 2-drop, a 3-drop, a couple of removal spells. It'll depend on what he's playing, how good or bad this hand is. We don't even have the 3rd land yet, but we do have 2 draw steps to try to get there. Yeah, so this is theoretically the match I've been wanting to play versus. Still feel like we need to get a Hazard at some point. Feel like that's very important in these matches. Probably have a removal for this, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh, he did not have a removal for that. That always brings up kind of some interestingness. I think in general I'd rather just go ahead and try to get this off the table because he could be playing a Bristling Hydra or something insane with it. And if he doesn't have an Ether Hub, like playing a Whirler Virtuoso this turn is not that scary. Obviously he had the Ether Hub, of course, because that's how we roll. So I could just play this and he'll minus minus and then I don't have an attack because he can double block. So I could just kill this and attack with both again. It's probably the best play I have, even though I don't really like it. Gives him no good blocks. I wonder if I'm supposed to ignore this card. He only made 1. That means he may need this land for an additional green. Which if he does, that's actually not as bad for me as I would normally think. Looks like he does need that green for that. Oh no, he just got double spell. Okay. I think we're gonna play this. Say this thing can't block. Assume he has a removal spell. Wow, no removal spell. It's pretty tight. I guess I could kill this, but I don't think I need to. If he blocks here and uses energy, he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Just offer him to trade and try to lightning strike his dome then. If he uses a removal spell on one of these, we'll kill this. Yeah, I think we'll still kill that. Keep our little guy around, I guess. Another Lone Tusk Cub. He can double block this now and kill this, which is... Can't double block it if we kill that, though. Guess I should have attacked first. This was a mistake. Willing to trade this to deal an extra 2 damage because it puts any lightning bolt in range of killing him. Hey local, what's up, man? Sure. And we'll play another Menace Fret, so... At this point, we still have 6 burn spells and 4 Ramunap runes that went on the actual spot. He actually has to have something pretty nice or this can win as well. That's what we call a nice card. So we still have 10 guaranteed wins. Oh, if he's making that attack, we have more than that. We also have 3 Earthshaker Kenras and 3 Croppers, so we have 16 wins. 16 wind. Got there. Yeah, so moving into the sideboard, he didn't show us any black cards, and he did show us a Glorybringer, so we're definitely going to get on board with the Chandra's Defeats here. We're definitely going to get on board with the Mentors. We're going to get on board with these 4 cards in general. Normally, I cut some of these 3-drop removal spells. I've been toying with cutting some Earthshaker Kenras, but I'm not sure if that's right. I don't feel like the Croppers are particularly good here either. Hey Shadow, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good day as well. The last 2 cards really just get changed based on what we think he's playing. I think the Karl Zevs are a lot worse on the draw, but they're still pretty good. I don't think I want to cut that. I think I still want the full 10 removal. Just don't think this card's good enough. We'll try to cut 1 of each and see how that plays out. I actually think it should probably be 2 Crashers. I don't think Crashers is great in this match. Cut 1 of each, still draw 1 of each. Well, that seems about perfect. I mean, we're going to keep it. We have a 2-3-4. We have no removal. And I feel like removal is one of the key things here. Might want the haste frets a little bit more on the play. Is it wrong of me to offer to let him kill this? Double land's definitely not where we want to start. I gotta pull up my little notepad to take notes. Wait, where's my notepad? Why are you not there, notepad? Whatever, I'll type notepad. Got it. it's a spell. It's probably worth dealing 5 damage to him, but I'm not 100% sure. I feel like these cards really do much else. Going to be able to play Hazard next turn if we want. Yeah. We're in problem o'clock at this point. I've only drawn 1 non-land this game. So this guy's probably on chump block o'clock, if given the opportunity. Not given the opportunity, so I'm just going to take 4, 7, 8, 9, potentially 10 or 11? Yeah, probably done for at this point. I won't say completely done for. I guess we could have outs here. That's not one of them. So what can we actually do? He's at 13. He's at 12. Throw a creature at him and put him at 10, attacking for 9, but that doesn't kill him. I can block 3 things next turn. I guess that keeps us alive. Doesn't win the game though, does it? Maybe it does if he plays poorly. So we're not lethal, are we? It really is just 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11. 5, 8, 9, 10. We're just dead on board, right? Yeah, but the problem with to block with the Beaumont, we have to sack the Beaumont, which means we can only block 2 things. Like the Beaumont can't empty our hand and the hazard attack. Like only one of these 2 cards can block. I don't think I'm missing anything. I don't think I can win this turn. And I don't think I can survive next turn, but like maybe he'll play around like a shock or something. Though he shouldn't, because if we had a shock... Well, I guess we couldn't win if we had a shock. Maybe he plays around a removal spell, who knows. Oh, he's got a Glory Bringer anyway, and it doesn't matter. Oh no, it's a confiscation coup. Alright, dead. Definitely dead. I feel like I kind of want both of these back on the draw. Or on the play, rather. Not sure what I want to cut. I feel like I just want all of these things. Got a couple removal spells, maybe? The removal spells are kind of bad in this match. Try that one. Maybe the Soul Scar mages aren't good enough, but... We come close that game. I think if we had one more spell, we might have been able to pull it off. I knew it was still up. I never bothered to look on it to see if there was games. You can watch it for free on Crackle. You can even watch the movie right now. Wow, this hand is terrible, but I believe it's an actual keep. It's kind of frightening to me that this is a keep. It may not be. I think there's a good chance that we get to deal some damage. Hey, Obsidian, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. Just, playing versus some teamer right now. And pretty lackluster, but not every hand can be great. That's exactly what I wanted. So he's gonna have a removal spell here. Still think it's better to play the, Earthshaker Kenra in face of a removal spell. Guess I could have waited and played the Cropper. Or, like, maybe played a removal spell on a, Willer Virtuoso, maybe? I'm not sure. Not a Whirler Virtuoso, so... I'm gonna keep playing these lands, even though I don't really like to in this kind of spot. We have him at a pretty low life total because of our 3 Sunscorched Deserts. Uh-oh. Well, that's what we call the best around. So Hazard wouldn't even be great in this spot. I guess he's okay. Opponent just like double blocks him with 2 little dudes, but they don't do much else, do they? Guess I'll wait till next turn, when I can, in theory, attack with both Kenras and the bought back Kenra, maybe? Or as I'm going to refer to it from now on, the broke back Kenra. This Harvester. Alright, that's probably game if he's got Harvester. We sideboarded out of Braids. Guess we'll untap and hope we draw a shock or something. And just playing this card feels like it doesn't do anything. Sideboarded out of Braids because these just haven't been popular at all lately. So I somehow have to beat taking 3 damage for the rest of the game, providing we don't draw a removal spell. I don't know if our deck has the capacity to beat that. So we could draw like Rostodon and maybe they don't have a removal spell. That doesn't seem super likely. Got 10... I mean, him not having a removal spell, and we have a chance, I guess. It has Essence Scatter. Okay. Looks like we're starting the day off real bad. Hey, Vladimus, what's up, man? Oh, we had a good chance to win this game. I guess if this wasn't a Braid, we would have still had a decent chance. We would have probably won if this was a Braid, so I guess I should always just leave a Braids in over Lightning Strikes. lesson that we have now learned. I think you leave Essence Scatter in versus the red decks pretty easily. You leave basically anything that can interact with them in the early turns of the game. So 14 life now. I think we're too low to come back from here, but we'll see. I'm gonna give it our all. Still has a potential 5 blockers, but we can like make this one not block and then like swing all out, and then we would just die on the crackback, I think. Just attack with these two and see what happens. He just makes like a 1/1 or whatever. It doesn't seem like it does anything. This thing's a 6/6, like I can't just sit back and take its damage, so. I wonder if I'm ever supposed to attack with both of these and like. I would say Teamer is a fairly heavy favorite, probably 65%. I think it's a fairly heavy favorite. Leave the other Kenras back to try to block with. I don't care if he kills the Crasher, because if he kills the Crasher, he takes 1 threat off the board. I feel like we're trying to get a little lucky to win this anyway. The Crasher doesn't really do anything at all except for trade at best. That seems amazingly good to me. I get to kill 2 things and deal some number of damage. Pretty excited for that. Ah, I don't get to deal any damage. Just, they have tons and tons of removal, and they have as many early drops as you do, really. Like, your only advantage versus them is Hazoret, and they even have some answers to Hazoret. Like, Hazoret's really the only thing the red deck has for it. Obviously, if the red deck like curves out or whatever, if you draw the 1, 2, 3, 4, you're probably going to beat the Teamer deck. But like that draw, as you see based on these games, just doesn't happen very often. Doesn't happen very often at all. Like, he's absurdly floating out right here, and we had an above average hand, but not a great hand, and like, we probably would have won this game had I sideboarded differently, but and that's definitely going to be a lesson for me to learn from now on. Interesting. I kind of just want to jam this. I don't know if I want to attack with it, though. Probably want to attack with it. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but he's just going to block with the Cub. Or he's not going to block with the Cub, he's going to just block with a Thopter at best. That's what happens at best here? Well, I guess that Bessie just takes the damage. That feels scarily good for us. So we're dead to, like, Glorybringer. There's nothing we can do about Glorybringer. He chose not to get the energy there. So there's literally nothing we could do about Glorybringer. If he Confiscation coups that, he gets 2 energy, which puts him at 8, 7, 8, 9. We're just dead. I guess we're not just dead, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we have to shock this to stop him from getting the energy. And he's got 9 on board if he does that. So if he's got a way to gain 2 energy, we're dead. If he doesn't have a way to gain 2 energy, we're not dead and we get to keep playing? Not exactly sure what we need to draw now, though. Let's see. 1, 2. Lightning Strike does it. The amount of mana we have, we can just draw a Lightning Strike. Do we have a Lightning Strike in the deck? Yes, we have 1 Lightning Strike in the deck, so we have at least 1 out. Have at least 1 out. Oh wow, that does it too, I think. Good God, we're actually going to get there. He's going to make 2 tokens. We're going to bring back this Kenrim, make 2 tokens not block, 1 token blocks, and he takes 7. I am stunned that we were going to win this game. And all we have to do is make sure we don't misclick. He said he punted. Obviously, he couldn't see his hand, so I'm not sure exactly what the punt was. But I am absolutely shocked we won that game. Him not blocking the 4/4 is probably what did it. He tried to go for the I'm going to kill you play, and I think it backfired. He could have probably made a better attack on that last turn as well, but I didn't really think about it a lot from his side, because at the time he hadn't played the unknown land in his hand, so I didn't know what all his possibilities were. No. I've beat the last 3 teamer decks I played in a row that didn't have black in it. I don't think I've beat a single one with black, which is kind of odd. Still not comfortable sideboarding versus teamer of this deck. I really feel like I want the Harsh Mentor, and I really feel like I want the Ferostodon. And I'm pretty sure I want the Chandra's Defeats when I know that they have Glorybringers, but I don't know what I take out. I think you take out some number of the Lightning Strikes and or Abrades. I probably actually am supposed to bring the Abrade in. I probably just cut off 4 Lightning Strikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 cards I want to bring in, though. What would be the other card? Not exactly sure. That's fair. Yeah, he should have. I guess you're right. He did use the Harness Lightning that turn. We didn't deserve to win that game. But it's okay. Mistakes happen. I sideboarded poorly too. If he hadn't gained the 6 life off of the Harvester, I'm not sure the game would have been close. And we had to use an extra Lightning Strike instead of just one Abrade. So we would have had an extra card in our hand if we had to Abrade. So basically, we punted away 6 points of life, 6 points of lifelink, and discarded a card. That's pretty bad for us, but whatever. Alright, this hand's actually pretty good. Again, I need a removal spell. Well, that's true, but I gotta keep all that stuff in mind because I am actually doing testing, so like I don't want to get an inflated head and be like, well, this match wins when it wasn't the deck that won, it was the misplay that won. Though, you know, obviously I'll take any win I can get since we're playing for prizes, but I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to keep a mental note on things like that so that I'm not results orientated when I start thinking about my testing results. That sucks. Where's the trains at? Where do you live that there's a bunch of trains? Yeah, you don't have to tell us where you live if you don't want to. Like, I know that's kind of a personal question. I'm just kind of curious where the bad weather is right now. But yeah, I mean, if you're not comfortable answering that, don't. Oh, the UK? Wow, the weather's that bad in the UK right now? I had no idea. For some reason, I thought it would still be like 60s and 70s in most of the UK. Shows you how little I know about the world. Shows you how absolutely little I know about the entire world. So opponent led with an Effort Hub into a forest. He's most likely some other type of teamerish list. We'll have to see if he's Teamer Black or not. They rescheduled our unstable draft until next week. Had a really good draw of this game. And again, it can be beaten so quickly. So what do you got here? Make sure you draft any foil lands you see. They're worth quite a penny. Wow, there was snow in Texas yesterday? Wow. Man, I need to get out of my little shell and see the world, apparently. This stuff's blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Wow. Nice, nice. Definitely sell that foil swamp. They claimed, and I do not know this is true, but supposedly the foil lands drop at the same rate as foil lands from the other boxes, so I'm not sure if they're a long-term hold. But they probably are a long-term hold. I'm not sure if they're a medium-term hold. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm definitely pretty excited. I might actually play my draft now. I hadn't intended to play it, but now I'm feeling pretty froggy about it. Huh. I guess I'll start by killing this and see what happens. Lose a point of damage if I do it this way, but it gives me more information. I'm just going to sack whichever one of these he blocks. I lose, like I said, I lose a point of damage like that, but I make the point of damage back up into attack, so it's worth it, I think. And I might get to put quite a few cards in our hand. On a personal level, I would have probably blocked the other one in case I drew a removal spell to kill that one, because it was pretty obvious that I'm wanting to sack fire. We got a pretty good hand. He's going to need to draw a Whirler Virtuoso, and he doesn't even have the lands in play for it. I originally did not like the art on the new lands at all, but like I've saw them in like sleeves with backs on the back of them with like kind of just like wide outline on the sideline, and for some reason I absolutely love that. I think they look so good like that. So you can beat about any deck when you draw like we just drew. Like this hand was very good. It might be our new best hand. Alright, so he does have whatever colors he needs now. Wow, that's kind of interesting to me. So he's just dead on board. Well, not dead on board, but I mean dead. We know he's dead. He doesn't know he's dead. He doesn't know we have this. I could play a land and Soulscar Mage, but that way we could sack this when needed to, but we know he's dead on the attack, so there's no point. He's dead even if we don't bother to use that. So we don't know if he has the Black Splash or not. We're going to do what I said with the Effort Harvesters this time for sure. I guess he wasn't dead if we hadn't killed that. I'm bad at math. Ignore me. We would have got to drew 2 cards, though. Alright, so I said we wanted this, I said we wanted this, and I said we wanted these. I also think I want the third Abrade. So we're going to start by taking out the 4 Lightning Strikes. Not sure what else to take out. I feel like I want to take out one more card. Probably going to take out a Kinra or a Cropper, or maybe even a Soulscar Mage on the draw. It's probably a Kinra or a Cropper, though. I think we'll get rid of the Cropper. Yeah, I imagine, like I've only saw him on coverage so far, I imagine you're just going to look a lot better in paper. I have to post like 70 auctions on eBay when I'm done with the stream today. That is a time consumption I'm not excited about. This hand's pretty good. We're on the draw, we have a few turns to hit lands, and he's already on a mulligan. Unfortunately, we have no removal spells yet, but we do have our better 2 creatures versus him. And he put the card on top of the library, which always scares me. Kind of a removal spell. I redeem sets from Magic Online, and then I sell the singles on Modo. Make a little bit more money like that than just redeeming the sets and or selling the tickets, and everything counts. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. I feel like you always kill this card when you see it. Especially when he mulligan, like he may just not have any more lands. Or he may not have many more lands, and like all of that's good for us. Or he could just play that thing, and we could wish we had our card back. So I'm going to post basically a play set of Ixalan in singles today. Well, we also got mana screwed. Not sure which one of us that's worse for. I'm going to say it's him. Okay, so he's got the black cards at least. Oh, well. And GG. Yes, I know it's not actually GG, but that's extremely good. It's gonna be real hard for us to kill this now. And we're just not going to be able to if we don't draw lands for sure. We also can't race it, which is a problem. So our two-teamer opponents so far today have had specific cards in the sideboard for the red deck wins match. It's a little uncalled for, a little rude. I don't think it's blue-black Pummeler. I mean, it could be. If it is, we sideboarded very wrong. I would like... Come on. At least show us a different card so that we can sideboard differently. It could still be blue-green Pummeler. I mean, we do see the Oasis. Our deck is definitely not cooperating with us right now. Should have paid more attention game one. Oh, I guess he didn't play anything game one that mattered. We're definitely going to be sideboarding different if this is it. Has all the double life link. We could have just brought in Deschandra's Defeats for literal nothing. Hey, third land. Turn 6. Thank you. Not sure what we could do to get out of this. You're probably right, it's probably blue-green Pummeler. Still hasn't played a red land. So these cards are looking definitely blue-green Pummeler now. I always sideboard out that package, so that's kind of weird. Alright, so how do we want to sideboard versus blue-green Pummeler? Well, first of all, we definitely don't want this. I actually think I kind of do want these. I'm gonna convert it back to the main deck configuration and then like look at it for a minute. For some reason that helps me concentrate a little bit when I do that. So what seems good versus blue-green Pummeler? The Braid seems good. Magma Spray seems good. Still has a Lone Tusk Cub and Electrostatic Pummeler, so I guess Harsh Mentor seems okay, but like it doesn't seem perfect. Hey, no, what's up, man? He's got a lifelink, so that seems good. Kind of want these too, but maybe that's just too much. Kind of want these too, but maybe that's too much. Maybe just everything's too much. I can't have it all. I have to lose something. I want all my main deck cards too. I want all 71 of these cards. And maybe we don't need those. Let's start there. It's actually hard for him to block the flyer, so I kind of think I really like the flyer. You can like finish people off. I think the magma spray is pretty decent too. What in the world do I want to cut? Maybe it's just harsh mentors. They seem like the oddest card here. Let's see, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 burn spells. It seems like a bunch. Okay, I give up. It's harsh mentors and like probably a 1-drop of some kind. Alright, I give up. Have no idea. This hand's obviously not a keep. No, this hand's fine. It's nothing special, and we don't have a removal spell, so that's pretty bad for us. We also don't have the right number of lands yet. We're certainly going to keep a land. If they have a good draw, we're going to have problems. Yeah, he will. Kind of like added the extra burn spell in the deck. Still drew none. Looks like he does have a good draw. He got the swamp again as well, which is probably a very bad sign. So our kingdom for him not having a Long Tusk Cub. Not a Long Tusk Cub. Alright, that's something that I'm kind of happy to see. Well, our hand was good this game. Surprised about that. Just gonna like untap and Rogue Refiner maybe. Did in fact untap and Rogue Refiner. Like I said, we had a very good draw. Can't block that, it's got Menace. It's trying to be a menace to society in LA or whatever. No, I don't remember the name of that movie. I'm gonna call it Gin and Juice. I don't know the name of that movie at all. What would be good here for him? Guess a Bristling Hydra would be okay. If he had to land. But a Rogue Refiner is not very good here. Guess if he has a dive down, it gets considerably better. If I attack with Maul, if he double blocks this, he's dead. If he blocks this, and he blocks this... he's not dead. But he's hurting, and And he loses both his gas. Well, he doesn't lose both his gas because he'll play. I guess he still loses. He loses one of his gas. That seems okay, Vin. Yeah, that seems okay. You can't block this, and that's the card that matters. He tries to kill the Soul Scar Mage. Not that upset about it. Alright, maybe he has an unsummon or something, I guess? And I'm just wrong? Okay then, he has an unsummon and I'm just wrong. He still can't attack next turn though, and he's at 4, so... Did not expect to unsummon. So with him not being able to attack this turn, he needs something like Bristling Hydra to get back into this game. Because if he just plays a Pummeler or something, it probably has to chump block the Hazoret. I guess he could have like Lone Tusk Cub and Cartouche. That would also do it. Maybe I should have played around Unsummon. I did not expect Unsummon. Is Unsummon common for those decks? Don't know how common Unsummon is. It seems like we're in real trouble now. Especially if he has a Cartouche. Well, this didn't work out very well. Maybe I should have never put the Rampager in combat. Well, he could have unsummoned the Rampager then, though. Whenever it was correct for him to gain the life. He doesn't have a Cartouche. Attacking doesn't really do anything. Just gonna have to hope he misses and we get to untap and win. Like, I'm staring at that swamp to see if he taps it. Just like hard staring at it. I needed six mana to discard 2 cards. That was the first turn we had 6 mana and we had to play our card to get it. Alright, so we beat Blue-Green Pummeler. It was a little harder than I thought. feel like the blue-green Pummeler decks just need a few more threats. Is this hand a keep? There's 23 lands in our deck, and we have 2 chances to draw it, so... Like, our entire hand's activated with 2 lands, so like, any more lands is just a bonus? So we're like almost 70% to hit, right? Alright, fine. Let's risk it a little bit. I think we're about 70% to hit a land over 2 draw steps, so I think it's a keep. It may not be. I could just be entirely wrong for keeping this. I think we're like just under 70%. I think we're a lot lower percent to get lands and a hand this good mulliganing to 6. There is inherent risk in this hand though, because we could just die on the spot to a lot of things. It's kind of interesting. What's the best spell for us to play here? This is the best spell if he plays like Whirler Virtuoso. This is the best spell we have to push damage. I guess we'll play this one. And like I said, any additional lands at this point is just super bonus. There's a Whirler. See if he wants to lose 4 life to be able to block 1 thing. Looks like he chose to lose 2 for it. Drawing another land that turn would have been fantabulous. Please no Hydra. That's a Hydra. Your Hydras are good. Alright. Let's try to go wide. Pretty sure that... I think that hand was a keep. I'm not actually sure. Rip. That's a good one. It's getting worse and worse. I was hoping to draw a second land in 5 draw steps. And the Lone Tusk Cub is possibly the death knell. He did an untap land this particular turn as well. Do we have any outs? Can we scoop here? Think we can pretty much scoop here. Keep playing, maybe he'll show us a swamp or something. Is that all he's going to attack with? Okay. Goodbye, friend. We will miss you. Oh, he's got more friends. Alright, we're done with that one. So he showed us Glory Bringers and he showed us Whirler Virtuoso, so we can definitely just go ahead and bring in Chandra's defeats on this match. Even though we erroneously brought them in last match. Don't know what I'm going to sideboard out this game. There's like 1/5 card still, and I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to take out. I feel like all of these cards are good. Maybe I just take out a Shock. The Shocks really only kill Servants and Rogue Refiners anyway. Like, keeping them off tempo's pretty good. Yeah, let's try this. So if we do win this game, we gotta win game 3. Oh, come on, lands. I guess we'll keep it. It's not particularly good, but we get a scry and a mulligan. And I'm very greedy. I don't think we beat them with an average 5-card hand, so I feel like if we have to try to get lucky, we might as well try to get lucky with a hand that's got a bunch of threats. But realistically, we didn't really get to play much either of these games. Scar Mage is one of the worst cards in this match too, I think. You have to have it because it allows you to apply X amount of pressure, but like, it's just not a performer, especially when you don't have spells at all. Be pretty hard to get there at the moment. Oh, cool. A third creature that can't attack. That's what the doctor ordered, friends. His hand could be 6 lands, who knows? We'll stick it out. Even though I can't imagine any average assortment that we'd get past. Alright. Hey, what's up, man? We've not played very many Hazards. Goodbye, our friend. We will miss you. Another. Ooh. Think we're almost at concession point. That could be true. Shota played 6 3-drops at the World Magic Cup, I believe. Which is why I was trying it. I don't like it. I kind of want to play 5, but I don't know if I want 4 and 1 or 3 and 2, or if I want like or which one I want 4 of. But, yeah, it is and it ain't. Alright, next round. Like, none of the decks really had to make sacrifices, so he had to be playing that deck in a manner that he thought could beat all other decks. Like, he knew there was going to be an energy deck in almost every team, knew there was going to be one of the Glacial Fortress base decks on almost every team, and knew he was going to play versus a red deck on almost every team. And the only card that was remotely overlapping was a Braid in those decks. So, like, he had to build his deck specifically to beat the top 3 decks in the field. I've not been sideboarding them out in Teamer. I do sideboard them out in the mirror some. I don't think they're great in the mirror. I think the other 5, well, we have 6 free drops in our sideboard. I wasn't counting the Frostodon because, like, the situation you're talking about, the Frostodon would have been in the main. But they're not great in the mirror. I think they're okay in Teamer. The Worlds teams didn't, or sorry, the yeah, back at Worlds, like, they wasn't sideboarding them out in that match. Sounds fun. I sideboarded them out in the mirror. I was saying I don't think they're that bad versus Teamer. Sorry if I misspoke. Like, I think they're fine versus Teamer. They're not great, but they're fine, especially on the play. Goodbye, Harsh Mentor. We will miss you. So, if he's Sultai, I just don't think we beat Sultai. I think it's our worst energy match. Feel like I have to kill this? Feel like he just can't start drawing extra cards, especially if his second land's potentially just an Effort Hub. Maybe he'll use a removal spell on this one. Did not use the removal spell on that. Rip. Oh, could be playing the 4-color control deck or the 4-color energy deck. I think we're fairly decent versus both of those. Really? You like 4 of each burn spell? I don't really like having more than like 10 or 11 burn spells in the deck at all. I hate Chandra. I think Chandra is so bad. I barely let Chandra be in my sideboard. And that's game, folks, unless we draw Hazoret. And even if we draw it, we could lose. But yeah, the Hazoret's the most important card in the mirror. Play that. It doesn't really do much to play it. We don't don't draw very many Hazarets. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but we are a Hazaret light society here. That surprises me. Guess he has a removal spell in his hand if he's doing that. Yeah. Fortunately, it was a good one, too. Unfortunately, it was the good one, friends. The one that actually lets him gain life. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to... I just want to beat Teamer, and I don't know how to beat Teamer. We don't draw a lot of Ramunaps either. I guess you can't block. Go kill Thopter, probably. Vigorated Rampage would be kind of interesting, but I don't know how often do they stabilize at a high life versus me as opposed to a low life. Guess I could attack with this too, because I can buy it back next turn. He's going to trade off here. I want it to be with the Cropper. In case he finds a way to gain energy. Fortunately, they do have a bunch of counter spells in those decks. So this guy may not resolve. But even if he doesn't resolve, opponent has to actually have something. The ability to bring this back's pretty good. That was sad. QQ. It's okay still, though. Because he probably drew that turn. Which means he's probably chump blocking here. I think this match is a lot better for us than the other matches. I could try your list. So you said you played the Sato, didn't he crash and burn it like the last couple events? He was going X4 in almost all of them, like X3 and X4, but I think he crashed and burned in the last few. So he's very likely kind of the either the 4-color control or the 4-color like Larson list. Yeah, but he played a few after that, didn't he? He goes to literally all of them. Anyway, if he's playing the... I don't know what I'm trying to say. If he's playing like the Larson type list, they have some Chandra's defeats and stuff in the sideboard. But if he's playing the list from like Worlds, like the Mark Toby Esch list or whatever, I'm terrible at pronouncing names. If he's playing their list, he has less red cards in the sideboard. I think. And it has like a bunch of Death Gorge Scavengers. They both probably just have the Death Gorge Scavengers. I don't know. I think I still want this card. I think I still want this card. The reason I'm bringing up what I was talking about is because I'm trying to decide which of these I want, if either, in the deck. I don't think I want either. I think I get blown out too often if I use those. I think I want one more removal spell in the deck as well. Maybe Croppers aren't great. They don't really go wide except for that one card, though. You don't even have Croppers in your deck, so let's try sideboarding out the Croppers just to see how it kind of would have went. I believe he played like Grand Prix Warsaw or whatever. I think he played... Wow, can't keep this, but we finally did draw a Hazoret. Can't really keep this outer, but I'm not going to go to 5 cards. We are currently playing versus a 4-color energy deck. I do not know if it's a control deck or the Larson deck. We won game 1, but game 2's obviously looking poor. We mulliganed in a terrible hand into a terrible hand. Maybe I should have went to 5. I have a big problem going to 5 though. Oh, cool. Thanks, Moto. Really wanted our 3rd Hazoret. We scryed one to the bottom this game. Yeah. Pretty good for opponent. Maybe I shouldn't bring in the Magma Sprays because they're probably sideboarding out the Glints. Alright, friend. We're counting on you. We're counting on you, friend Hazoret. No, not more flyers. Wow, and our Hazoret's not even going to get to block this turn. That's pretty unlucky, I think. Maybe this will scare him off of an attack. Goodbye, friend. Don't think we can beat those at this point. Alright. If he's attacking with all, we definitely can't. Hey, Loki. What's up, man? Everything's going well here. Hope it's going well for you as well. Kinda just want these back. Actually, don't think the shocks are great here. They're okay, though. Alright, let's try this then. Nope, that game went pretty poorly. And this hand's, again, absolute trash. But I don't think I'm going to mulligan this one, even though I find it unlikely that our Hazoret attacks on time. These draws are spectacular. I've seen people sideboarded in the Jeskai approach decks and do a lot of work. It's kind of a hard build around card though, because there's so many like cast out slash Vraska's Contempt slash Ixalan's Binding type effects. Yeah, well, I just assume opponent has a removal spell here, and we're going to slam the Hazard, and next turn the Hazard can actually attack. Goodbye. Rampaging Ferocitodon, we will miss you. So like, we've kind of got our fingers crossed here, hoping our opponent does not have a Vraska's Contempt. Like, sugar-lugga-lugga-lugga. No Vraska's Contempt, please. Fortunately, we have to throw this at his head to get to attack, and we certainly want to get the attack while we can. I think Dive Down's a pretty nice card. Come on, opponent. The opponent still has 5 cards in his hand, yet he's not 2 for 1 just on a single spell. How insane is that? Just throw 2 damage at him, I guess. If he's got a Vraska's Contempt, we probably won't win this game. Don't think I want to show him the Ramunap. If he has a land for like a Gearhulk, that could be bad as well. Though that one's not as brutal. We can always draw another Abrade too if it is like a Torrential Gearhulk. I think if we do it like this, we maximize the amount of damage we can do to him. We're going to put him at 6 at the end of his turn. And then next turn, that Sun-Scorched Desert represents 3. If we choose for it to. Feels like it's a way to gain an extra point of damage from him. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. No, I'm not. Need to play around like him drawing Death Gorge Scavenger or something. Rip. That is best case for him. There's fortunately not a great deal of creatures in the graveyards. He's going to go back up to 8 here. And they are 2 more creatures in the graveyard. And he's going to get to block with the Rogue Refiner. Actually, that was a pretty good draw. So he's going to block with the Rogue Refiner here, and then we're going to kill that. They still get to do 2 damage to him. we definitely have some outs here. It's a pretty tough game, though. He's getting close to 9 mana. So this is his 8th mana. And if he has a 9th untapped land, I'm not sure we can win. Does 2 damage either way if he doesn't have a removal spell, but this way we might be able to buy it back if he doesn't have the 9th land. He's got a removal spell. We're obviously in super bad shape, but like I was saying, you know, he has to have the untapped 9th land, which isn't real likely. He's got most of his lands in play. And if he does buy back the Kenra, he wouldn't be able to buy back the Deathgorge Scavenger on that particular turn. Or he could just draw a Deathgorge Scavenger and get to play double spell this turn, and now we just literally cannot win without drawing something that forces the Scavenger to block, or... Alright, so that forces the Scavenger to block or he dies, so... So we just can't win now, right? So we forced the Scavenger to block. And then next turn, he just buys back 2 things and gains 4 life a turn. Man, I felt like we got incredibly unlucky. I don't think we made any misplays. The Cropper and make the Deathscourge Scavenger not block. And he just blocks with the Scarab. Goes down to 2. On his next turn, he goes up to 6. That doesn't help us win. Just not put any more creatures in the graveyard, too, so that he can't gain infinite amounts of life. I don't think there's a good play here. If I attack with the Hazard, he just blocks with the Scavenger and buys back 2 Scavengers. That doesn't help us win. That deals no damage this turn. If I do this way, at least I get to deal damage, I guess. Neither of these plays are any good. This does 1 more damage than just discarding it. So he goes to 2 and back to 6. Maybe some chance that we can draw a Rampaging Ferocitodon before the game's over? So he goes to 2 and now he goes back to 6. This is a bit frustrating because I thought we had this game won pretty easily and then, like, we didn't come close to winning, really. Our draw was extremely bad, though. And he had 4 removal spells and 2 Deathgorge Scavengers, so, like, that's a pretty good for him. So we're about very likely to be 2 and 2 here, unless something changes quickly. We really need to draw Ferocitodon and he'll not have the removal spell. That's like our big chance to win. Guess I could have not attacked at all. If I didn't attack at all, what could he have done? He could have bought back the Scavenger, gained 2 life. Yeah, that doesn't do anything either. So we take 5 here. Hey, Basis. What's up, man? That's fair. Something I considered as well. I felt like it was kind of safe because I wasn't expecting this. A second one out of his hand, which could have just been wrong. I'm not sure. It's like I can't even discard the hazard in my current hand. Alright, we have no out. We're dead on board, as they say. Good game, opponent. You played better than me. You also drew better than me, but that's beside the point. And round 5. Yeah, I didn't play well. I wonder if I'm supposed to bring Glorybringer in that match. I feel like Glorybringer's okay there, but I'm so afraid of Chandra's defeat. Hey, we won the dice roll for the last round, and this round is for the pity chest. This hand's pretty medium. Based on what type of deck he is, or based on what land he is, we'll decide which one of these two we play. Well, we played 5 energy decks this tournament. Alright. Let's start with you. Whichever one you play first versus energy typically dies first. I mean, I have it in my sideboard for different matches. It's not in the sideboard for that match. It's in the sideboard for matches like the Willy Edel deck. Everything in my body tells me I'm supposed to kill a servant when I see it, but I still just really want to play this Rampaging Feroctodon. So what's the worst case of that servant? I guess worst case is just a Bristling Hydra. Uses the mana a little bit better. I mean, you have plenty of slots. You're not going to put 15 cards in your match or in your sideboard for just 2 matches. And it's not just a Willy Edel deck. I would bring it in versus any of the Glacial Fortress decks. I would bring it in versus Blue-Black Control. I would bring it in versus the Willy Edel deck. You know, Mono-White Vampires. Almost every deck that basically every deck that doesn't have red in the whole format. And maybe some decks that did have red. Okay. So you can get 2 things with that. I really want to draw a land there. Just play the second Rampaging Feroctodon and be like, hey, that's probably bad. Need it to land, friends. This uses the mana a little bit better. Hey, thank you, Tina Belcher. Appreciate the follow, man. Red Rober, send no Glorybringer on over. That's the 5th land. And that's double red, so that's probably Dragon O'Clock. Not Dragon, okay. You can do it, Dick. Land me. I don't know why I wanted that land so bad, but I'm happy I have it. Kind of want to kill this now. Just in case he doesn't have a land, but if he had Glorybringer, he would have played it last turn. Could have like Vraska's Contempt or something though, right? So if we attack with everything, what can he do? He's got a potential 5 blockers, so he can only like block a few things. Like double block that, and take 3. That seems pretty bad for me, even if I am killing these. I'm just gonna sit behind these. Probably should have killed the Servant too. I now immediately regret not killing the Servant. I think next turn is just a better attack. Don't do it, opponent. Yep, immediately. Well, killing the Servant wouldn't have done anything. Could have held up 4 mana to stop the Glorybringer, I guess. Really? He's killing the Harsh Mentor? That's not the one I would have guessed. Hey Murph, what's up, man? By the way, I checked my searches and they're all yellow. So if I attack with it all and he kills randomly, say this, and takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If he does that, alternatively, he could just like block this and take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then he has not a lethal attack unless he has a dude. The Glorybringer dude. Yeah, I think it's safe to attack now. Feels real safe to attack now. If he wants to kill a Rampager, no, my redemption sets were all blue, sorry. I'm out of redemption sets at the moment. Well, I'm not out, I've not opened the new packs. My original ones, the ones in my deck. I misspoke. They take 7 like this? May not block with the other Thopter, setting up like a Glorybringer kill. Except he can't actually even play the Glorybringer though, so. It's pretty safe to say he's going to take X amount of damage. 7. So he's going to go down to 2, and he can't play a creature unless he plays a removal spell first. That seems pretty good. Especially with 3 Menace Threats next turn. There's not a horrible card in our deck that we can draw next turn. If it's a creature, it's a creature. If it's not a creature, it can always be, that means it's a land for the Kenra. And if it's a burn spell, yay. If it's a burn spell, yay. If we win this game, I'm actually going to be kind of shocked. I thought we were so far behind. Just to let you know, I'm so uncomfortable versus the teamer decks and with the red decks that I don't quite understand when I'm behind and when I'm ahead and when I have chances. But that's why we're playing. We're trying to learn. Alright, so versus Teamer, I usually always bring in these cards. I don't know how right that is. I typically take out the Lightning Strikes as well. I like the Braids a little bit more just in case they have Spear Harvester. We got slapped around pretty good earlier because we didn't respect one. We got very fortunate to win that game. I don't know what card I'm supposed to take out for the last card. I don't really like the Soscar Mages on the draw. I don't really like the Crashers on the draw. I don't really like most of our cards on the draw. I feel like this deck's very hard to win on the draw. Guess we'll take this out. This is a suggestion from a name I can't pronounce. I'll call you Sed. Hey Sed, do you like your new name? Yeah, we'll keep this hand. I definitely thought you jinxed us, Basis. I thought we were dead when you said I never see you lose that round. Is it better to push a card under this or to try to push damage the other way? I think I would rather do this. I assume the spell I play dies. The first spell I play, I think, dies pretty often anyway. It seems like it's the higher upside to let this thing die. Especially since I don't really like this thing. Is it bad that I now just don't even want to play this? Because I really think it's just going to die if I play it. I'd rather him use a removal spell on a card I don't care about. Boo. Rip. Yeah, so now I have 3 drop. I have 3 2-drops. I don't want to play any of them. I should probably sideboard out Karl Zev on the draw. It's a card I really don't like on the draw. Guess I'll play this one. Just in case he untaps and has Whirler and maybe doesn't have a removal spell, which is pretty unlikely. He's just going to have a removal spell. Because my opponents always draw infinite removal. We only have 9 removal spells in the deck, so, you know, why draw more than one? Rip. That's a good one, friends. Feel okay when we win the dice roll versus these guys, but like, feel like I lose pretty hard when I don't win it. Sure. If he attacks, I'll be shocked if he doesn't have a removal spell in his hand. Let's go sneak our 1 point of damage in. Trixie 1 little point of damage. We did draw a Hazard this game. Which isn't something we do in very many games. And to see what opponent deploys to the board here, there's a good chance next turn if we draw a land, we just play both things and hit attack all. Especially if all we play, like, I guess best case scenarios, he plays a Glorybringer. That's not good for me. That's not good. You care about both of them, to be honest. You care about both of them a pretty fair amount. I guess I play this one. I don't really want to play either of them. It depends. If you're in the mid game, you care more about a sarcophagus. If you're in the early game, you care more about a Drakehaven. So it depends on what part of the game you're in. Alright. So this guy can't block. This guy's gonna do his best to be a bro. Going to do his best to be a bro. These Death Gorge Scavengers have been very good. Wonder how many this opponent's running. That's a double blue. That's scary. Okay. Thank goodness. And we can no longer attack. So we now have to just survive 7 turns. It's easier said than done. Surviving 7 turns engage. It's actually not really possible to survive 7 turns. Especially because they can send the Death Scourge Scavenger in, at worst the Suicide, which makes it an 8th turn. And alright, their defenses are up, and we are SOL. I don't think we can even draw anything at this point. They beat us this time without a Whirler. Which isn't always easy. We'll get out of here on that one. Try to get a more aggressive draw for the next game. Definitely want this guy back. I think I'm actually going to cut one of these. They attack for so much, though, if he doesn't have removal. Problem is, he just always has infinite removal. Like, it's really hard for that card to deal damage. I think it's really hard for Karl Zev to deal damage. It's just kind of odd because I want a 3rd one in the deck. So if I want a 3rd one, I have to be wrong to be sideboarding it out. Alright. Good hand is good. This thing does 2 damage either way, so... Use the most mana efficient threats we have. Whatever he plays this turn, we'll probably crash her and just bash again. Unless it's just not a removal spell at all. Or not a creature at all. Would kill this if we draw a removal spell. So we did get an island, that means it's probably the good one. Which will be very hard to beat since we drew 0 Harsh Mentors, 0 Rampagers. Won't be impossible to beat, but like, it's not going to be an easy game if he does have it. We certainly need to draw a land next turn. Drawing a land is a very important thing. Question is, if we don't draw a land, is drawing 3 cards or 4 cards with the Beaumont better than drawing, or better than just saving for Hazoret? I'm not sure. But we drew a land, so I guess we don't even have to find out, do we? Guess we just offer this as a trade. I think this card just gets worse and worse from here. Pretty sure the Hazoret is better than just 3 random cards. So, crossing our fingers and hoping no essence scatters. Sweet. So he's killing the Beaumont or the Crasher. Depending on his hand entirely, I assume. No worry, Nar, man. I appreciate you being here anyway. Alright. I guess I just want to play them all. I guess this other Soulscar Mage isn't important. If I draw 4 random cards here, though, there's like a very solid chance that the Hazoret doesn't get to attack anymore. Is it better just to play this or to draw cards? I guess it's better to draw cards, right? Hey, Total. Hey, Mark. What's up, man? I'm thinking about not drawing 4 cards. And that's probably lunacy. I feel like not drawing cards is... The only way that it doesn't attack is if, like... we draw a bunch of lands, right? Just so afraid of like drawing infinite cards here that don't do anything. Wait. Oh, he's cycling. I was like, what are you doing, man? You didn't put mana in your pool. That could have been worse. We drew, sorry, if we didn't draw any lands. I kept saying if we drew lands. It's if we don't draw any lands that it's bad for us. Drawing lands is fine. Because drawing lands means we get a card out of our hand that turn, and we get a card out of our hand on following turns. So we get to discard and deal like 6 to him if we want. We can buy back the Kenra here. Pretty sure we just discard and deal 6 to him and attack. I don't think we need to Abrade. I think it's better to keep the second Hazard just in case he draws a Confiscation Coup. Attacking has to be right, though, doesn't it? Alternatively, I could kill this or whatever and attack with everything. That might even be better. It does the same amount of damage providing he doesn't have a 1-mana removal spell. I think I like that better. He had a 1-mana removal spell. There's a good chance he would have used it last turn. So, if I attack with them all, he has to chump block this, or he dies during my upkeep. You can also, like, trade this. I don't know. How much do I care about Hazard or Harsh Mentor at this point? Probably none. I probably care about dealing 2 damage with it more. Especially because we still have another Beaumont Courier in our, or we have a Earthshaker Kenra in our graveyard. Alright, so we obtained a pity chest. On fire tonight, friends. Still didn't learn anything much about the deck. We didn't change anything, really, from yesterday. We shaved 1 Abrade from the main deck for 1 shock, and then we cut 1 Magma Spray to put the Abrade in the sideboard. We played versus 5 energy decks, and we went 3-2, and I believe every game was... I think every game but one was... Yeah, every game but one was a 2-1. Energy is just not a good match. I don't know how to fix it. I've not played perfectly either. Like Basis was saying earlier, I could have won a game versus one of our losses had we made a different line. Not actually sure if I was wrong. Going to be streaming around the same time tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday. Don't know. It depends on if I go out tonight, and it also depends on if I plan to play the Commander Challenge tomorrow, which I don't think I'm going to. I've not played it since they changed the ban list, but like I think it's some of the best value on Moto. So, like, it's kind of, like, hard not to play it. And I've really been slacking. Like, I've not been trying to get QPs at all. Like, this is the first week we've been back to even playing competitive leagues. We've been playing friendlies for most of our streams. And we still play friendlies when we're not playing, like, the tier 1/1.5 decks or whatever. Making quotation marks with my fingers. You guys can't see that, but... Anyway, so that's going to be it for us today. Another 3-2 with this deck. I am... 10-5 with it right now, I guess. Just not doing that great versus energy. Obviously, I should just be playing energy, but I don't play it well. I don't sideboard it well, and I, don't play it well. Don't sideboard it well. That's generally a good enough reason not to play a deck, right? Need to get better with energy. There is a PPTQ Sunday, so. My Sunday stream will be at a random schedule if I decide to go to it, but honestly, I don't feel comfortable enough to play a Teamer or a 4-color deck, and if I don't feel comfortable enough to play one of those energy decks, I probably should not go to a PTQ, or PPTQ. Even though there's only 2 of them in my area an entire year, so like missing one's pretty savage. But anyway, you guys don't want to hear me babble. I'm going to jump on out of here, and we're going to host Thundermo, because he's the only person I follow that's currently playing Standard, and I try to always host a Standard player, even though he's on some brew. But anyway, take care, everybody, and I appreciate you guys watching. In about 35 minutes, I'll be posting yesterday's YouTube video up for anybody who cares. And keep in mind to click the follow if you like what you see, and to make sure you follow the links to my Twitter and my Twitter and my YouTube down below the stream. Thank you guys very much. We're out of here. If you have any teamer or 4-color energy advice, feel free to kick me a message on here and give it to me, because I need all the help I can get with those decks. See you, everybody, and thank you.